But listen, yo, blood, I am so. But look at me, fam. Look at me. I'm gonna mash out, bro. Look at me. Listen, fam. I'm soaked, blood. Like, I don't know what to say. I'm in Tesco's right now. I'm about to go watch Star Wars, and I thought to myself, frick it, I'll take a little walk, right? So I took a little walk, yeah. And bruv, I'm in the rain for 25 minutes, but my coat is absolutely soaked through. Like, God bless this coat, man, do you get me? So, obviously, I'm in Tesco's grabbing a few things before I go to the film, because you know I can't go to a film and not have foods. That's madness, you get me? And so, I was like, raw fam, like, that's just kind of crazy. But, yeah, listen, obviously today's topic really is basically, I'm comfy on my ones. I'm comfy on my ones. So basically, yeah, obviously this topic is basically obviously about how comfortable I am. I'm going to cinema by myself. I don't need no one to go with me. I'm going on my ones. And I think a lot of times as Christians, we forget that we need to obviously be comfy on our ones. We forget that we're following Christ's example. When you're following Christ's examples, you remember the fact that he had to go to the wilderness alone. And he had to face his own devil. Do you see what I'm saying? As Christians, we forget that, listen, we have to be comfy on our ones. We're always wanting to be with somebody, someone. You get me? Not even just relationship-wise in terms of romantic, but even just friends. We don't spend enough time alone digesting a lot of things. So, because we don't spend that time digesting these things, yeah, a lot of times when we're on our own, man, we're so weak and we're preyed upon by the enemy. I'm not saying to isolate yourself, but I'm talking about the fact that be comfy on your ones. Listen, oh days, wow, it's raining. Basically, just be comfy on your ones. Be able to stand on your own. Like, be able to do things on your ones. You get me? I'm comfy on my ones. So, that's just my little short message today. I ain't really gonna talk long, but just be comfortable on your ones. Be able to stand in your own 2 feet. Go somewhere by yourself. Like, you don't have to wait for everybody else. You get me? Like, what I'm doing right now is crazy. I'm standing in a Tesco shop, blood, yeah, on my ones. People are looking at me like I'm mad, but for me, I don't care. Because, blood, at the end of the day, blood, when you get to the top, it's only gonna be you. When you reach the bottom, it's only gonna be you. When you end up dead, blood, it's only gonna be you. So, we have to be ready to be comfy on our ones. You came out on your ones, you will leave on your ones, blood, your whole life. Be ready to stand on your own 2 feet, be comfy on your ones, get me? That's what I'm kind of saying, but we'll talk more a little bit later, innit? I'm gonna grab me some tutu fuzzies. Safe. Had me kind of thinking. I'm just thinking, obviously, in the topic of obviously being comfy on my ones. Hold on. Yeah, with the topic of obviously being comfy on my ones, the whole thing is basically, yeah, that have you ever thought to yourself, when you're trying to get to know somebody, yeah, and your boy is always there or your girl's always there, do you really get to know that person? No, the person never lets himself be free. The person never ever, like, you know, fully gives himself over to you, because, blood, it's a communal thing you're having right now. Ain't a ones, it's not me and you onesie thing, you get me? Sometimes you need to have a communal, you need to have a one-on-one with yourself. One-on-one with Jesus and one-on-one with yourself, you get me? You need to have that alone time to think, to really kind of cooperate and really take in everything that's happened to you that day, or even that week. And a lot of times we don't do that. We don't slow down. We don't take time to get to know ourselves. And by the time we realize, but we're becoming somebody else, we conform. The reason why we conform is because we don't know ourselves. Sometimes, yeah, we want to fit in, but a lot of times because we don't know ourselves. So like I said, obviously, it's a one-on-one relationship. When we're talking about me and Jesus, blood, yeah, one-on-one thing, you know. Like, if I'm trying to get to know a girl, blood, I don't want my boy there every single time. It's good to have communal, but, blood, I want to get to know you one-on-one. I want to get to know you personally. And so sometimes you need to, as I said, isolate yourself sometimes. Get a one-on-one so you can get to know yourself personally, so you can get to know God personally. You see, it's in that one-on-one time that you spend with God that He really reveals Himself to you, and who He really is. I almost said who the hell, and who He really is. You get me? So unless you're spending that one-on-one quality time, you ain't really know who Jesus is. If you're always spending time with community, if you're always corporate and in terms of spending time with God with everybody else, you ain't really know who Jesus is, because, man, He wants to have a one-on-one personal relationship, personal, one-on-one, not with everybody else. So, you know, I just got me thinking, you know, if we're going to be doing this one-on-one thing like I'm doing right now, fam, you got to spend time. Quality time is so important. If you're in a relationship, you spend quality time one-on-one, mono. You don't spend that time in communal areas, in public areas all the time with somebody else. You don't share that person with the world, you get me? So God don't want to share you with the rest of the world. He wants to have a one-on-one with you, you get me? I love God. And do you love God? I know it's true. Jeez. Alright, done this. So yeah, one last thing. It was mad dark. Okay, I was making my way to this cinema, innit? I come from town to Kettering, yeah. Probably don't know where it is anyway. But listen, it's a good. It's said on the. I said on the the maps. Good 42-minute walk. I got here in about 20. Now, one thing I understood was this. One, I took a direct route to this place, right? It took me 20 minutes to get there. When you take God's route, right, it's straight and direct. You don't go through different alleyways. You don't go through the long way. You don't take the left or the right. You go the straight path to where you're meant to be, the destination point, right? And it's quicker and shorter. Secondly, I was walking in the dark here and I was stepping in puddles like a madman. And I was getting frustrated. And I realized this, when you don't have God, right, you don't have Jesus Christ in your life guiding you, you don't have a light guiding you. Therefore, you stumble in the darkness, just like the scripture says. And I was stumbling. I was thinking, blood, at one point, I stood in one long puddle, yeah? And I got vexed. I was thinking, why am I standing and walking in this long puddle? The reason why, because I couldn't see where I was going. So because I couldn't see where I'm going, when I say you don't have Jesus Christ, but you don't know where you're going, you don't know where you're going. You might think you're going to Tesco. Yeah, you go to Tesco, but in your life, you don't know where you're going. You have no direction. You are stumbling in the dark, ambling, hoping and praying that this is the right direction to go, spiritually speaking. So I understood that at that point, that it just came upon me, and I almost walked down one alleyway, yeah, and I thought it was an alleyway. It's not an alleyway, blood. It's actually going down to the canal. I was about to kill myself. Why? Because I had no clue, I had no light source to actually guide me in my direction. So when you ain't got no light source in your direction, you're never going to know where you're going. You're always walking in darkness. So I'm just letting you go again. One-on-one time with Jesus, but he gives you that direction and the purpose and where to go to. Plus he cuts down the route where you're going to, but he cuts it down completely and you're straight and narrow. You feel me? You don't go left, you don't go right, you don't go round the thing. You go from A to B, not A, C, D, E, then to B. You go A to B, you get me? So I just wanted to let you guys know. I'm about to go watch a film now, so produce it, blood. You feel me, man?